GotLactase? Well, technically, yes, we all have a gene for producing it. But originally, during the first 4 years of life, the production of this gene would drop 90%, after the weaning phase of our life was over, and we essentially didn't need it anymore. That is, until humans domesticated cattle, and began drinking milk at later times in their lives. Let's back up for a second first, though. At this point, you may not even be wondering if you got lactase, but what lactase is. You may see some similarity between the word lactase and lactose, and that is because they are very closely connected. Lactase is the enzyme that breaks down lactose, the carbohydrate or sugar found in milk. The two words sound very similar because each enzyme is specific to speeding up one chemical reaction. The enzyme lactase breaks down lactose into galactose and glucose, so that your body can absorb it and use it for energy and brain food. When your lactase gene is switched off, though, this causes your body not to produce lactase, and therefore, your body can't break down lactose. When this is the case, it is known as lactose intolerance. If you ever get bloated, cramps, or nauseous when eating ice cream, cheese, or drinking milk, you may be lactose intolerant. These symptoms may seem crazy to you, but really, it's naturally how all humans were thousands of years ago in relation to lactose. Originally, we didn't need this gene turned on past the age of about 4, because the only milk we drank came from our mom in our early stages of life. It wasn't until humans domesticated cattle and began drinking milk past that age that the gene being turned on could really come in handy. About 7,500 to 9,000 years ago, cattle were domesticated in the Middle East and Northern Africa, and were then brought into Europe about 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. It is believed that in northern Central Europe, a mutation arose among the funnel beaker culture, which were early cattle-raising people, which allowed the lactase gene to be transcribed and continue the production of lactase throughout their lives. Mutations can occur in DNA, and parts of the DNA sequence is either added, deleted, or substituted. So someone who carried a mutation like that in the lactase gene would pass it on. It would become prominent in the society after time because it gave the body nutrients like calcium and provided water, which is especially important in areas that were dry and prone to drought. So having this lactase gene produced could help the survival of our society, because healthier people, maybe ones who survive from drinking milk, would survive and have children, and pass on this mutation to their offspring. This is known as natural selection. It was found that because they lived in that northern European area, 90% of Swedish and Danish people contained this mutation. It was also found that people who lived farther away from pastoral areas had fewer percentages of this mutation. Spanish and French having 50% with the mutation, and Chinese with only 1% containing the mutation. Now though, lactase pills can be bought and taken if you're lactose intolerant, so you can happily consume dairy products. And who knows, as milk is now easily available even in non-pastoral areas, maybe a new mutation will arise and change another society's lactase intolerance. So having this mutation is actually a good thing. Without it, you wouldn't be able to enjoy delicious ice cream or cheesy pizza, and without it, your ancestors might not have even survived. So, got lactase?